Okay, I know typically you guys come in later on. I'm gonna start off. Let me set myself up because I am at my layover. I have been sleeping. Excuse the presentation. I am relaxed. Okay, I have a 35-hour layover in Indiana. My flight isn't, well, my call time for tomorrow isn't until, excuse me, isn't until 5 p.m. So I have been sleeping. I am filming this week's vlog and it'll be up on Thursday. And I was like, you know what? Let me order some food because I got this flight so last minute. Oh my God, this is so heavy. Yo, they were doing this thing on Uber Eats where they gave me all drums. They gave me all drums. They gave me all drums. I'm so happy right now. I'm so hungry. What? They gave me all drums. I love them for that. They were doing this special where it's like all you have to do is spend $25 and you get 10 wings for free. So my typical Wingstop meal is I always get the classic 10-piece, and then I will do mild because I don't know, I don't be trying all the flavors. I tried flavors this time because it was free. But I always get the classic mild 10-piece bone-in because I don't really like boneless chicken like that. And then I always get the sides is a large voodoo fries because large voodoo fries are so good. The regular fries are cool with the ranch, but the voodoo fries, oh my God, so good. And then, I always get like a fruit punch or like a Powerade. They said they were out of Powerade, so the driver just decided to give me lemonade, whatever. And then I get a brownie because you always gotta have something sweet to deal with the salty. I smell those are gonna be my lunch for tomorrow because we got extra food, praise God. But yeah, I had a 35-hour layover. We got in at like 7 a.m. this morning. The flight time was about 3 hours. On this flight, I am flight attendant D, so I'm like the chaser. And we flew our bigger plane, which is the Airbus 321, which requires 5 crew members. So there's 2 chasers on this plane. So it's D and E. I'm flight attendant D, and the other flight attendant E is here too. So me and him, we have a call time of 5 p.m. tomorrow. So we're just doing the flight back home. So I don't get back into Vegas until like late, like really late, like probably like 11-ish. So yeah, I wanted to get on live to thank you all for the views. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm working on, like I said, this week's vlog. It'll be up either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm off after this trip for the next 4 days. But like I've told you guys on my last vlog, I have been purchasing furniture for my room. So if you saw that last vlog, like when I tell you I've been struggling putting that vanity together, like I didn't even finish it. I left it because when crew scheduling called me, I had to just go. Like I couldn't even like fiddle with it because the thing is I don't have the right equipment. Like I need a power drill and it's been so difficult. It's been so difficult. Like it's been so stressful. Oh, you know what? I want a fork. I have a fork. Let me get my lunch box. Hold on. Yes, yes, yes. I'm about to show y'all my food. Look, they gave me all drums. Shout out to whoever was working. Shout out to whoever was working. What? I love me the drums. I know like most black people like flats, but wow, I'm making a mess. Don't eat in bed. It's a bad habit. I just don't understand. Like, it's like a common trend where they just don't put napkins. Like, why would they do that? Let me get a towel. Because this is the brand new hoodie, and I'm going to cry if I get this messed up. I already made a mess. So I'm going to eat. You know what? I don't even really use the wings, the ranch like that. I'm going to save it for the other wings for tomorrow. Let me roll up my sleeves. What was I saying? because I'm hungry. Let me just take a bite. Look, the regular fries are cool, but the voodoo fries? Oh my gosh. Amen. Let me just take a bite of these voodoo fries. I'll get the first bite. Ooh. Mmm. Mmm. It's like everything's fresh. Wow, these voodoo fries are seasoned perfectly, actually. That means, and my wings look good. I always ask for my wings to be hard fried. They really gave me nothing but drums. Look at that. Just juicy. Mmm. Mmm. The crunch. Let me get some more sauce on that. Oh my gosh. You know, I always get full after 8 wings. Mmm. This is fire. Wingstops for me is right here. Always. Like, hold on, I gotta finish this. Hold on. Mmm. They're cooked perfectly. Whoever made that, they clocked in and they were trying to do their job. They clocked in and they're doing their job. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming in. Like, y'all have been showing me mad love on my vlogs. Like, I'm excited. I keep growing in subscribers. Oh, here's a bite. I'll never get regular fries. It's always the voodoo fries for me, man. And you know what else is good? Their seasoned corn. Their seasoned corn is so good to me. Like, it has that kick. Mm-hmm. So good. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm putting my furniture together. Still recording the vlog. Let's talk about being a flight attendant, right? I'm like, what, 7 months in? And I do get questions about like, oh, how do you become a flight attendant? How do you become a flight attendant? And I kind of just want to give some insight now that I'm like on the other side, just like how my notary work. Like, if I could provide information, I can definitely do it. Oh, y'all, there's like some nonsense going on with my roommates at home, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I want to give some insight, okay? So if you are interested in becoming a flight attendant, right? There's some things that you have to ask yourself, and there's some things that you have to really do before you actually apply. So first things first, like any job, any role, you got to do your research. You know, you got to do your research. What are you researching, you ask, right? You want to research the airlines that preferably are in your state, or maybe the top airlines. You want to know the difference between regional and mainline. And those are different in a sense of, with regional airlines, because I work for a regional airline, you're going to be flying domestically. You're not going to have those big fancy, layovers internationally. Typically, mainline airlines fly internationally. They fly overseas. So if that's something that you want, you want to put that in perspective. Pay. You can Google any airline and find out how much a flight attendant works. That's public information. Period. If pay is important to you, you're going to want to find an airline that pays more. Quality of life is also a factor, right? Because if you're flying mainline, you're going to be flying internationally, and y'all be seeing me, I be talking about I'm tired all the time, and I fly regionally. So the longest flight with my airline is 6 hours, and that's from the East Coast to the West Coast. Like, sometimes I think about, like, I thought about it. I had interviewed for two other, airlines. They were mainline airlines for Delta and American. And the reason that one, my airline felt like home, and they were based where I lived. I can't commute. I can't think about commuting. That's why I say quality of life. If you're picking an airline that's not based in your state, you got to realize that operational needs trump everything. The first question they're going to ask you is, are you willing to relocate? If you're not willing to relocate and you want to stay where you live, you're going to have to commute, and that's a job in itself. So do your research on figuring out which airline you want. Figure out if you want to do regional or mainline, because there's a difference in pay with that. And you want to figure out if, what did I just say? Girl, I'm hungry. Hold on. Let me take a bite to remember. Pay, quality of life. I thought I'm missing something. Oh, another part of quality of life. Being on reserve. Now, most airlines, you're going to be on reserve, except for Delta. Delta does 6 days out of the month, they're on reserve. What does reserve mean? You're on call. You don't got a schedule. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going until 2 hours. That's my airline. I didn't know I was coming to Indianapolis, and I damn sure didn't know that I had a 35-hour layover until about 2 hours until I was supposed to report to the gate. They called me at 8 p.m. I had to be at the gate ready with all of, like, uniform, everything at 10:39. Ready to start, checking my security equipment to help with pre-boarding. So being on reserve can be stressful if, like, if you're assuming that you're going to get into this job and know your schedule. Like, that's just not how it works. Sure, like I said, with Delta, they do 6 days out of the month. But for most airlines, you're on reserve, and you're on reserve for a while. Now, reserve regional and reserve mainline is different. So, like I said, I work for a regional airline. Typically with my airline, now, I mean, there's been a hiring freeze, but within 2 years, you get a line. Most other airlines, it'd be 2, 3 years. So, like, that's why they say it's a lifestyle change. You need to really figure out, is this what you want to do? Outside of doing the research on that, right? Then you got to think about training. Training is a whole nother monster, okay? With most airlines, typical training lasts from 4 weeks to 8 weeks, okay? Training is all about safety. Because at the end of the day, you might be labeled as a flight attendant, but you are a safety professional, okay? You're going to have to learn the different planes. You're going to have to learn the safety equipment. You're going to have to learn how to use that safety equipment. You're going to have to learn how to differentiate any sort of medical conditions. I know you think, like, when you see your flight attendant walking up and down with trash, really they're looking to see if y'all are okay. Are you breathing? Is everything all right? Like, you also have to keep in mind, FAA is, you have to be under regulation. So it's like, safety is important and training is intense. You are being tested, okay? Weekly, sometimes every 2 to 3 days. So you need to prepare yourself. Once you figure out what airline you want to work for and you get the information, you want to go ahead and prepare for training. Now, for interviewing, I just feel like at any interview, of course, bring your true self, be presentable. You want to dress like a flight attendant. And then also have questions. Have questions available. Like, as you're doing your research, you should be coming up with questions to ask on that face-to-face. But as far as training goes, by the grace of God, like how everything worked out for me, I had some money, prepared for me. But then I also like moved out of my apartment. Like the reason I'm buying furniture again is because I sold everything. I sold all my furniture. I sold clothes. I let go of clothes. I literally got down to the minimal and put it up in a storage unit because I was like, I don't know where they're gonna send me. During my face to face, the two cities that they were hiring for was Chicago and Vegas. So I was like, there could be a chance that I'd be in Vegas, but like they could change it, and they absolutely did change it. When I actually got into training, they didn't. They changed the cities from Vegas to Fort Lauderdale, and yeah, I had a choice to pick, but at the end of the day, like it was wherever they needed people the most. So once I saw Vegas, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to Vegas. But I had already moved out of my apartment. I had already like sold my stuff, and I just knew that I was gonna start over. So that's something that you have to really figure out because like they initially ask you at the face to face, are you willing to relocate? That's why I said if you first of all, even if you know you're gonna commute, say yes. Say yes. Figure out the other stuff. Say yes and then figure it out. Once you go into training, have at least 2 months worth of bills saved up. Pay your rent up for 2 months. Pay those little bills up for 2 months because you're going to need 2 months. Like I said, some airlines are about 1 to 2 months. So at least if you have 2 months saved up, you don't have to worry about any of the trivial things from back home. You could be fully focused to learn the information. Now, with regional and mainline, with regional airlines, their planes are typically smaller. They don't have a lot of planes. Whereas the mainline airlines, they have a lot of planes. You're going to have to learn more information. You know what I mean? So just be mindful of that. Prepare yourself. And also come in with a clear mind. You want to be focused, no distractions. Oh, another thing I should say, if you are a mom and you have young kids and you know you're going to training, this is where you have to have a talk with your village. They need to step up in those 2 months. They need to be able to take care of your child. You need to be focused because I had like a lot of moms in my class and they were always stressed out about their kids because it gets stressful. Like being tested every 2 to 3 days on new information, and it's a lot of information. Like it's glamorous and fun to be a flight attendant, but on the back end of things, like safety is so important. You can't mess up. There are rules and regulations that we have to file with FAA standards. And like I said, like on one of my vlogs, when I had my first medical, which was like, I still get nightmares about it because it was a man. I don't know what was wrong with him, but he was throwing up so much blood. Like I've never seen that much blood before. And it's sometimes you're limited as to what you can do as a flight attendant. That's why we make those calls like, oh, are there any medical professionals? Thank God we had medical professionals on my flight. But it's like you have to be mindful that you are the first responder. You have to be present. So training is important. So if you have kids, prepare that. Set up preparation. I had an entire month to prepare for training. Like initially when I got hired in April. And then in April, I think the beginning of April, I went to my face to face. I knew then that I got the job. Then after my background check and like my all that standard stuff, that's when I found out my start date. It was in June 6th, but I had surgery May 15th, so I had asked them to push back my start date to July, but they ended up pushing it back anyway. So from the month of June, I had time to prepare myself, sell my stuff, cut out my leash, all that stuff. My leash was up July, so it was just perfect. Like everything aligned in itself. But I'm just saying, like if you know the airline you're gonna go to and you get that CJO, that contingent job offer, you need to start preparing. Not only preparing your finances, but preparing your village if you have kids, preparing your mind to really take this seriously. I have to say, I was in corporate communications for over 15 years, right? The last role that I held was HR. I was an HR representative. Very stressful. So stressful. I never got a break from work. It was always so hard to take PTO. It was always so hard to go on vacation. Y'all know that I took care of my dad. It was always so hard to get a leave of absence. And with this job, it's so flexible. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a schedule. I'm on call. But I know what days I will be on call. I get guaranteed days off. Like, this trip was perfect. You know, I'm not even gonna hold you. The flight was 3 hours from Vegas to Indianapolis, and then I lay over for 35 hours, and then I go back. You know, that's a dream. And then I'm off for 4 days. I actually have a time to have a life. Whereas my previous job, I was always stressed out. So, like, I always encourage you guys, if you're interested in doing this, do it, but prepare properly. Whether you want to be mainline or regional, like, in all honesty, it's about quality of life and what you stand for. I took a pay cut. I was getting paid very well to do HR. I mean, those of you who know or know somebody in HR, you get paid well, but it was stressful. And you get older and you realize, like, nothing is worth my peace. Like, absolutely nothing is worth my peace. So, yeah, I wasn't trying to deal with all of that. And I honestly love what I do. I'm so grateful to be in this position. I ain't go outside. It's cold in Indianapolis. I've been resting, and I'm literally, as I'm talking to you, I'm getting paid. Like, that's crazy to me. I'm getting paid to relax and eat Wingstop, which are like, what? Like, you could never pay me to do anything else. I'm sorry. This is the best career pivot I've ever done. You can't pay me to do anything else. I'm not doing anything else. I'm sorry. I'm in it for the long run. Period. My food's getting cold, y'all. Hold on. They put all the sauce. They put all the sauce at the bottom. This is so good. Hold on, let me get one more. Drums are so superior because there's so much meat on it. Like, I don't understand why people like flats. Eating wings are my favorite thing to do. When you're contemplating on sucking your fingers or wiping them off. Yo, whoever cooked my food really was in a bag. When I tell you the sauce is good, my fries are good. Even though I didn't want lemonade, that's even good. Where my hotel is, there's like nothing. I'm like in the boondocks. So there's no point of going outside. So I just been in the bed on YouTube, minding my business. Woo! Excuse me. Starting to get full. That's so disappointing. There's two people on here watching me be greedy. Love that for me. The only thing I don't like about the voodoo fries is like they only put the sauce on the top part. So after you eat the top few parts, there's no more sauce on it. You know? I mean, the fries, like I said, they're good anyway. I can't believe they gave me all drums. That's crazy. I didn't even ask for all drums, did I? I'm trying to scoop up the sauce. I'm getting paid right now. It blows my mind every time. You know, once you do like hard work, like even though corporate work, not necessarily hard, but it's a big difference. It's a big difference because I remember when I was on my first flight and I did a full flight and I got to my layover, I was like, this is the job? What? After those doors close, I get to go to my hotel and I don't have to do anything? That's nuts. That's crazy. Like, it's so surreal that there's other things outside of your basic 9 to 5. Like, when I tell you the amount of stress I had to deal with, first of all, my day would start from 8 a.m. From 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Excuse me, non-stop calls, non-stop emails, non-stop meetings, having to hit metrics, having to play nice with people who are so rude, like, ugh. I'm so happy. I honestly wouldn't trade doing this for the world. Like, I wish that I would have done it sooner, but I'm a firm believer in everything happening for a reason. I would have never, I don't even remember applying to my airline. Like, I just randomly kept on getting a face-to-face interview in my email. That's why I feel like it's fate that I'm supposed to be here at this airline, that everything happened the way that it did. But yeah, if you're thinking about doing this, just do it. Just be prepared. You know, like I said, do your research. Figure out the airline you want to work at. Figure out what type of like lifestyle, like what did I say? The word that I was using? quality of life you want to have? Do you want to do those long flights? Do you want to just fly domestically and go back home? Do you want to commute? Do you want to live in base? I always say live in base. But just figure out what works for you and then prepare and then stick with it. Like, I'm not going to lie, I don't get paid a lot. Like, I took a big pay cut, a big one. But the longer you stay in it, the more money you make. And for my airline specifically, like the first 6 months, you're getting paid below everybody else in the industry. To be, well, not below everybody. You're pretty on the low spectrum. And then you hit that year mark and it's pretty much about the same as everybody in their first year. So you just got to stick with it, and then you get paid more money, and then you'll get a line, and then you'll have access to your schedule. And like I said, with my airline, you get to work as many hours as you want to. You can work 0 hours. That's the flexibility that I'm talking about. I don't know what job you can just be like, oh, I don't want to work this month, and still have a job? Come on, like you can't tell me that's not amazing. 15 years I was in corporate America, and they just didn't do me right. They didn't do right by me in the 15 years at all. They did not do right by me. But I've been here for almost 7 months, and my airline has taken care of me, man. Like, I honestly, I can't wait to see where I'm at 2 to 3 years in, because I kind of want to change bases. And that's another thing that I should have said. When you're doing your research and you figure out the airline you want to work at, figure out the bases. Where are they actually based at? Are those places you want to live? Because you're going to have to commit at least a year. Most probation is about 6 months to a year. There are some airlines who will put you on a year probation. And within that first year, you do not want to be late. You don't, babe. So figure out the bases. Like the bases my airline has, it's actually really good. I wish they had more East Coast bases, because that's where, most of my family is. It would be nice to have an option to go back, but at the same breath, like their other bases are pretty lit. Like I could see myself living in some of the bases that they have, to be honest. Yeah. That concludes my live. I'm going to go ahead and finish resting. Like I said, be on the lookout for my weekly vlog, because I post every single week. Like, I post every week. Okay? I'm working on my editing. I don't know something weird happened with my footage from transferring it from my iPhone to my MacBook. Like, I just ordered my lens because, my camera lens broke. So it comes tomorrow. I cannot wait. And I'm working on editing. Like, I'm working on getting better at that, because, I can work on that. I can work on that. But continue supporting me, like, comment, and subscribe, and share. If this video was at any way helpful, if you were interested in being a flight attendant, if you just wanted to be a greedy butt and watch me eat Wingstop, share that thing then. You know what I mean? Like, share it. Like I said, I'm every week, every Wednesday or Thursday, I am going to post, okay? So come back in a couple of days, and I will show some love on my video. Okay, I'm really trying to make it to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, I don't know when we're gonna do it, but we are so close. We're so close. I just need to get those watch hours up, and I feel like once I fix my editing and all that stuff, maybe those watch hours will, rise up a little bit, But thank you again for watching me. I really hope that you guys are all safe, that you're having an amazing day, that your families are safe. To those of you who followed me because of my small business, I pray that your businesses are doing well. I just wish all of love and positivity and good luck to you. And thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and finish resting, because like I said, I ain't got to go anywhere until tomorrow at 5 p.m. Okay, so I will see you guys. See you in my next video. Bye.